Hello guys, once again welcome back to the Gatekeepers TV, of course your number one sporting education and entertainment channel across all podcasts. That's where we are being found. Of course, my name is Dennis Keton.
I am Emily Edwin.
And we are here, of course, match of the day, of course, Chelsea versus...
I am not versus Arsenal.
Chelsea versus Arsenal, Premier League, match week 9.
Definitely.
Match week 9, guys. Of course, Pogba is a Manchester United fan, but we are here all for the
Those
love
are our rivals
of football.
Yes.
So go check the last episode, the previous episodes. We've actually highlighted match week 9 previews and predictions. So straight to it, guys. We want to basically bring to you exclusively Premier League match between Chelsea and Arsenal. Chelsea will be facing Arsenal at the Stamford Bridge. So Pep Guardiola, Man City's side, was overtaken by Arsenal when Arsenal won against them last weekend. So that means that Tottenham and Arsenal are sitting pretty on top of the table. Man City have been thrown to position 3 or 4 around there. On the other hand,
So sad.
Chelsea, a side which won in match week 8 by 4-1, have gone 3 games unbeaten across all competitions, and winning against Burnley by 4-1 catapulted them from the bottom of the table to position 11. So those are the games we are going to bring to you, and that's how the two teams looks like in the table. One team is position 2, the other team is position 11. So the question is, how will it be? So Pogba, where do you want us to start? Do you want to first of all highlight to the viewers when was the last time Chelsea won against Arsenal?
Well, even before I get there, these people have played 62 games.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal has won 25.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea has won 20.
Mm-hmm.
They have drawn 17.
Mm-hmm.
And home wins
Mm-hmm.
at Stamford Bridge against these two clubs. Chelsea has won 13 times. At Emirates, Arsenal has won 15 times. Away wins, Chelsea has won only 7 times. Arsenal have won 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not that far. The margin is not that too big against these two London teams. But these are the type of matches that predict who owns London, or whichever the color London is.
Is London blue or is London red? So that's a debatable debate which always continues to be talked about by all fans across the platform.
And currently, before we continue,
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal are at position 2,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea are at position 11.
Mm-hmm.
So far this season, Arsenal have won 6 games, Chelsea has won only 3.
Only 3. Good. So Chelsea are on the ascending. They seem to have rediscovered themselves. On the other hand, Arsenal are continuing with all what they do best. So before we even jump straight to it, allow us to first of all break down what the coaches had to say about each other. So Arteta, on the other side, Arteta in the press conference confirmed that they are buddies, they are friends with, of course, Mr. MP, Mr. Mauricio Pochettino. He actually told us a story on how when they met in Paris, how Mauricio Pochettino welcomed him in the hotel and actually helped him to settle in the team. So these people played together, so they have been friends, and it's a nice story to hear about it. Arteta also went on record to say that he's actually surprised with how fast Mauricio Pochettino has managed to make his team to start to gel, because clearly Pochettino has found a totally new young team, and he has a big role to play to ensure that this team gels. Remember, Arteta is talking out of experience, because when he came to Arsenal, he actually met the same he had the same situation, and for him it took him time before he could actually formulate a team that you can see right now. But also I want to say a big congratulations to the Arsenal management, because they have been very patient with Arteta, and clearly up to now we can see the results of patience. On the other hand, Mauricio Pochettino acknowledged the fact that Arteta, from the first time that he saw him and the interactions they had as players, he could actually see and recognize that Arteta was destined to be a coach not just a coach. He said that Arteta has a potential of becoming one of the greatest coaches in the football history. That's a good props when it comes to both coaches. It seems that they respect each other. But of course, when they will be meeting in the game, it will not be all that fun. It will be business as usual. So, Pogba, having highlighted what the coaches said against towards each other, so I want to start from you. Give us some. Do you have some developing news on the Arsenal side? Any news like regarding the players now that they are coming from the international break? Any news? Any injuries? Any new guys who are coming back to the team?
Let me start with the defense because that is the most important one. This guy Saliba. Saliba, should I say, is kind of doubtful or is just fit to play?
Let's say doubtful, but he will be confirmed later in the day because he has a toe injury.
Toe.
Which he's been carrying it, by the way, throughout the season. So let's see whether he will manage to play. But something is telling me that because it's Chelsea, it's a big London derby, it's a game that matters, he will force himself to play.
Speaking of forcing, Bukayo Saka is also not well fit, but he might play, right?
Yes.
I remember very well, I said this 2 matches ago in the Premier League. I said this boy is not fit to play. Arteta has just been forcing him to play one game after the other, one game. Although he missed the one they played against Bournemouth, a game which they won by 4 goals to nil. Bukayo was not there. But he's not yet physically fit to play, but I feel like he might play.
In fact, just a point of correction. In that game against Bournemouth, he played and he scored. He missed the Man City game.
Oh yes, the Man City one.
The bigger game, yeah?
Definitely.
He missed and yet they still
won.
They still won.
They, of course, they played. They knew they are a one man less, like Bukayo.
The star man, eh? So, as Pogba just told you, so those 2 news for the injuries, of course, Timber, of course, without a doubt, Timber is out. And on to some good news for them. Also, in players who will miss the match, their keeper, Ramsdale, by their congratulations, he just got, they got a baby. So he will not be playing. He will be going to attend to those duties.
You're like your Brian.
Though it's not to say that even if he was to stay, he was to play. But because Raya has actually cemented his position.
Though with Raya, I have a bit of a concern. The guy is making silly mistakes. Which game was it? The Man City one. They would have scored like 3 goals. Three goals from silly mistakes because back passing and you're trying to dribble past players as a goalkeeper. You, Raya and Onana, please stop it.
They should stop that. So clearly Raya will be their number 1 keeper today. Then on to some good news for Arsenal. Of course, Martinelli made a comeback. He made a return in the Man City game. And of course, his impact was felt almost immediately.
Man City fans know better.
Another scare for Arsenal is Trossard. Trossard is a concern. He's doubtful.
Why?
He's doubtful.
He played.
He played, yes, but he's doubtful. But chances are he will be assessed and they will confirm whether he is ready to go. Thomas Partey, of course, is back. He's officially back and he will be ready to go and play in that match. Apart from that, I don't think there are other scare because in Ketia, at the front we have Nketiah, Reis Nelson, and we also have Gabriel Jesus. Those guys are
that front is
as fit as a fiddle. Then we have the midfield, which of course will be run by Odegaard and Declan Rice and Partey. Those guys are very fit.
What about Kai? You know Arteta likes Kai. Yeah?
That's now the next conversation.
He likes Kai.
Kai Havertz is returning back. Kai Havertz and Jorginho, they are returning back to the bridge. What is your take about the fans' reception at the bridge? Do you think he will be welcomed or he will be booed?
Kai was never okay. Yeah, Kai is good. Comparing Kai to Jorginho, I feel like Kai will be welcomed because of course he scored the only goal in the Champions League that won them. On the other side, Jorginho left Chelsea when Chelsea needed him the most. But either way, they're still perfect players, and of course I feel like they will be welcomed.
I really, as a Chelsea fan, I really don't know how the atmosphere will be considering that Kai won us, of course, the Champions League, Jorginho has won us Premier League and name it. But on the other, yes, on the other hand, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a gray area. Considering that now they are coming to Chelsea and they are going to play against our rivals. Let's see how it goes. But personally, I think I love Kai Havertz because of what he did for us. I love Jorginho. He was impressive while he was at Chelsea. He also won us the Champions League. He also, again, he's won us a lot of things. So it's going to be a good meeting. So the question is, will Arteta start? Do you think Arteta will start him? Kai Havertz?
Yes, he loves Kai. He loves Kai. And there's this perception of I'll start maybe Kai and Jorginho because they know Chelsea better. It won't work.
That can't work. I can assure you.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't see Jorginho starting today, considering that Partey is back and Rice is there and Odegaard. So that midfield is sealed. So he might be coming in as a substitution.
Either way, I still don't support him starting Kai. Kai needs to come from the bench.
True. I feel like that will be the case because you see now Martinelli is back on the other flank. So if Martinelli will be on the flank, Saka on this right flank, then it means in the middle you will have Partey, Rice and Odegaard. So clearly that's
unbalanced.
It's sealed. So let's see. But anyway, Arteta is known for experimenting. Let's see how he experiments.
He'll do some crazy stuff.
So that was Arsenal side. So on the Chelsea side, as you can see on the list which we are displaying there, those are the injuries still for Chelsea. Of course, the usual Kuku. But good news, Badiashile will be starting from the bench today. At least he's recovered well. Reece James tweeted and he said that he's ready to go. So he's been in training sessions. So he will be assessed by the medical team, and let's wait and see whether he will be given a green light. Even if he will be given a green light, I don't see him starting. He might maybe come from the bench. The biggest miss, of course, is Chilwell in such a game because Chilwell loves playing against Arsenal, and
he will be missing.
He will be missing. He has an injury, yeah. So Chaluba also has an injury. Of course, the list is there for you guys to decipher and to see. So, but apart from that, of course, Sterling is here. Sterling has been impressive. He's been impressive of late, and Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, our midfielders, those guys are ready. They're here. They will be playing the match. So I feel like. Yeah, those are the injury news and the form of Chelsea players. So Pogba, in this game, this big game, so what are the when you look at both teams, can you name for me the strengths of both teams moving into this game?
Arsenal's strengths, the strength of Arsenal is in their attack. We have Martinelli, we have Bukayo, we have Gabriel Jesus. Of course, defending against these three people, you also know it's hard. Bukayo at his best. Gabriel Jesus, you know what he does. Martinelli, let me just not speak. On the other side, the Chelsea side, I feel that like their main strength is in the defense. They fail to score goals, but either way, they just defend. So it's quite the opposite. It's going to be a battle of a good defense against a good striking.
In fact, as we speak, I think Chelsea currently are the guys who are leading with the team with most clean sheets in the Premier League. I know. No. They have 3 clean sheets. Which other team has
in
more?
The Premier
League, yes.
Okay.
Which other team has more than 3? No,
overall,
Chelsea are only playing.
We need to work that hard.
But it is what it is. So anyway, that means that Sanchez has improved, and of course Thiago Silva and team, they have been working on their defense. So Mauricio Pochettino has a work to be done tonight for the pride of London. The pride of London has to be restored tonight. We all remember, tonight will be a special night for this derby. We all remember the 2004 match between Arsenal and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. One special thing about that day, which is similar to what is about to happen today, is one. On that day, in 2004, it was Arsene Wenger's 1000th game or match with Arsenal. And that match, unfortunately, they were playing against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. When they came to the bridge, the fans were all hyped up, believing that they are going to win that match. Unfortunately, Oscar, Eto'o, Mohamed Salah, all those guys were on the score sheet. Chelsea won that match by 6 goals to nil. 6 goals to nil. So in comparison to tonight is going to be Kai Havertz 100th appearance, Premier League appearance. So as he will be celebrating that at the bridge, the question is, can Chelsea repeat the same by frustrating his celebration of his 100th cap in Premier League? Do you think that might happen?
Not the current squad.
Not the current squad. So either way, having said that, guys, now let's go and let's talk about overall how these two teams have built up. In the build-up, currently, as Pogba told you, Chelsea have lost quite a number of games. On the other side, Arsenal have, in the Premier League, they have not lost, but overall, they have lost one match against Lens in the Champions League. RC Lens, yeah. So now, as they are coming to face Chelsea in this London derby, you were telling me some impressive stats against for Pochettino against Arsenal. What was it again?
Pochettino has never lost a home game against Arsenal, but that was him. And the team, it took a lot of time to build, which was Tottenham, which is his ex-team. But now he's on a rebuilding phase, and I feel like it's a new beginning, which will require new records. So even if maybe some might be broken, but I think it's high time now he's rebuilding a new one. So he still holds that record, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Good. The last 6 matches, Arsenal has been dominant against Chelsea, and as you can see on your screen again, Chelsea has only won once, Arsenal has won all the rest. So it's a high time for Chelsea to change that narrative and to come back to the Drogba and the Hazard era whereby Chelsea used to be dominating Arsenal. So I don't expect much as a Chelsea fan in this match because clearly, truth be told, Chelsea, we are rebuilding. Arsenal have already built and they are actually aiming higher. They are coming into this match having won against the best team in the Premier League, who are Man City. So they are encouraged on one way or the other. So Pogba, let's jump straight to it on our prediction list. Who are you giving this match to win and why?
Well, I have a feeling like in the rebuilding phase of Mr. MP, you call him MP or PM, Prime Minister, Mauricio Pochettino, I feel like he's building. Of course, he needs more time, but I don't think the squad is ready yet to face a team like Arsenal. And speaking of that, which backline will you guys be using?
Axel Disasi is back. So we'll be having Axel Disasi as the CB together with Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva said he's injured.
No, Thiago Silva.
Yeah, oh.
Thiago. The Thiago Silva who is injured is the Liverpool Thiago Silva.
Thiago. Okay, so Disasi and Thiago, and then
on the flanks we will have Colwill and Susurella.
Okay.
Then of course, if Reece James will start from the bench, he will be coming in to replace Colwill. Then if also Badiashile will be on the bench, he will be coming in to replace either Disasi or Thiago, depending with how the game will be.
Then hii imekuwa ni mazishi. Susurella of this side, of the blue side, against Zinchenko on the other side. These people under pressure, they seem sometimes, let me say at times, they seem to get overwhelmed and exhausted. But either way, I feel like, I'm sorry to Chelsea fans, I feel like you're not there yet, and allow me to go with a 4-2 win for the Arsenal. But yeah, the fact still remains there'll be no clean sheet tonight.
4-2. That's a very familiar.
You remember it, right?
Record. I remember 4-2. That's a crazy scoreline. Though it's happened in this game. So this game is going to be full of goals. It's not like the game between Manchester United and Chelsea, which is always dry. This game always has goals. So. And in this game, I feel like today it's going to be a game between two coaches who knows each other well and two teams who are on the ascending and doing everything they can to win their matches. So I feel like Chelsea tonight is a wake-up call for them, considering that the next 7 matches which they will be having, they will be difficult matches. So they really need to get at least a point from this game. So I feel like it's going to be a spoiler. I'm going with a 2-2 draw in this game. It's going to be a beautiful game.
I really want it to be a draw. I really want. Please, Chelsea, just you guys do your best.
We got you. So I think that should be it. That was our prediction on this big match.
Yes, of course we are done, but we can just remind them of the KPL, and we can, that's the table, as you can see right there.
Sure. Yeah. The FKF Kenya Premier League. That's the table as Pogba is just telling you.
So Gor Mahia will be playing Tusker, right?
Tusker. That's the match of the highlight. The match will be played on Sunday. Gor Mahia versus Tusker. Currently on the table, as you've seen, Gor Mahia are seated at position 2 with 12 points. Of course, still the league leaders are Posta Rangers with 16 points. Both Gor Mahia and Posta Rangers, they are unbeaten. They have not lost even a single game.
Okay.
Gor has drawn 3. That's why they have 12 points. Posta Rangers have drawn 1. That's why they're position 1 with 16 points.
Posta Rangers.
Then, of course, on Saturday, big games again, which are there. KCB will be facing, will it be Kariobangi Sharks? As you can see on your screen, those are the fixtures.
Bandari will be facing FC Leopards.
Okay. FC Leopards needs to do better, by the way.
Definitely. They need to, for them, because they have a lot of fans. Yeah. Actually, yesterday was on Friday.
Yes.
FC Leopard fans, they had a meeting. So in every branch, countrywide, they had their own meetings. I don't know what they were discussing, but AFC, Gor Mahia, which other? Shabana
FC. Shabana also need to wake up. They've only won 1 game, and we expect a lot from you guys.
These are the teams when they wake up, I think they are the backbone. They will lead to the rise of the Kenyan Premier League because they have the most fans. And whenever a team has most fans, of course, it brings up the excitement and football will reawaken again, of course.
True. So that's it, guys. And as we end, yesterday, the African Champions Club football, the tournament began, and a very impressive game was played in East Africa. That was in Simba. That stadium of theirs is called
Benjamin Mkapa Stadium.
Yeah, they were facing Al Ahly in the quarterfinals, round 1. Very great game. The match resulted or ended in a 2-2 draw. I loved how Simba played. Continue like that. That's the team I'm supporting.
Wanacheza kichampioni.
Kichampioni.
We call them the Wekundu wa Msimbazi.
Hao Wekundu wa Msimbazi. Hongera kwa kucheza vizuri jana. Nilifurahia kwa matokeo na pia nilifurahia jinsi ambavyo mlivyokuwa mkisakata dimba. So guys, so that's it. We will be bringing to you also those matches, posting the results on our platforms. So follow us both on TikTok, IG, Twitter, Facebook, and all podcast platforms.
YouTube,
guys. Subscribe, guys. So thank you, guys. That was Match Week 9 previews, prediction, and analysis. Remember, we are still your favorite duo. Keep it the Gatekeepers TV, your #1 sporting, educative, and entertainment channel. We are out.